What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about the Battlefield 6 betas that we've had over the last week or so. 2 weeks. But I'm just going to be going over a few main points, what I'd like to see, from Battlefield 6 finishes product and things like that. But I guess we'll go ahead and go over the first thing. First things first is like secure boot. I know a lot of people are having problems with that and things of that nature or what have you. But like in my opinion, if you play modern games and you like to play modern, multiplayer games, and you didn't do it for the beta, I would go ahead and do it. Like even if you don't have any plans to play Battlefield 6, like when it comes out, because from what I remember, the next Call of Duty that comes out in October, about the same time as Battlefield 6 will be coming out, they're going to be requiring same thing, secure boot enabled and TPM 2.0. So like if you're somebody who plays modern games, I would just go ahead and just get that right on out of the way, because you're gonna have to do it, and it's only a matter of time. And know, it's simple, just look at, if you can see inside your case, literally look at your motherboard. Somewhere on there, it's gonna say the brand. It's also gonna say the exact motherboard model and all that. And if you can't, like, find it on there, something you can do is you hit Windows and R together. It'll pull up a little window in the bottom left of search thing. Type in SYS and then info, no space. Enter that. It'll pull up a window with all your stuff. It'll tell you your motherboard brand, your model, all that. Then you'll take that info you have, you'll go to YouTube and you'll look up, like say I have an Asus. I think mine's like a Prime B50, something like that. I type in Asus Prime 50, the whatever, all the numbers and things, how to enable secure boot. Sure, there's multiple things. I'm sure somebody's got a nice, like, detailed slow tutorial of them going through, showing you. But definitely make sure you got everything. And EA, I think also but it's for Gigabyte motherboard. So if you happen to be somebody with Gigabyte, EA has a tutorial on their website of exactly what you have to do. But that's my thoughts on secure boot and it just in general and in relation to the Battlefield 6. Like I said, if you're somebody who plays modern games, I would just go ahead and get out of the way. You're gonna have to do it. Save yourself some struggle and time. Just go on YouTube after you figure out that information, and go ahead and just watch a little video. And I mean, I don't personally know, so I don't like take my word for it. But if you got like a pre-built from like a company, you honestly might be able to call the support line if it's not enabled already, and ask them, like, they probably, because I know you can call the support line obviously for like issues with your computer, so I assume you could theoretically probably call whoever, whatever pre-built company that's building it, call their customer service line and be like, hey, could you walk me through, turning my secure boot onto my BIOS? And they'll probably ask for like your order number or something, like some way to link to know your exact build and what's in it, so they can obviously tell you the specifics of your like the things particular to your motherboard that you need to know. But other than that, boys, that's my thoughts on secure boot. But let's go right into our next point, boys. Alright, now I'm going to be talking about the classes and things of that nature, weapons. So, it's hard for me to say, like, my main thing is the sniper glints. Dude, it looks like the North Star. It's as bright as the North Star is in the middle of the night, and it's on the ground. And there's multiple of them every map. Like, it's a little excessive how, like, much that flare from the lenses and stuff from the light getting refracted. It's too much. It's mini suns. Like, if you haven't played Battlefield 1, look up Battlefield 1 sniper glints. Those were perfect in my opinion. Not too much, but just enough to catch your eye. Not too much where it's like the only fucking thing you can see in a small portion of your screen is just taken up by this giant lens flare. And in terms, like, so for the carbines, I was gonna say the carbines need a nerf, but with the beta and the maps, it seemed like it really was map dependent, the weapons, what ones were really effective and what ones were. And obviously, close range, the carbines and SMGs were shredding. They're killer. I think, like I said, this is a let them cook thing. Like, there's going to be more maps in the game, more sizes, things like that. And for all we know, this might not even be all of the map that, like, this particular map has. There might be parts they just blocked off for now just to hide it, so it looks like this is it. Like, there could be a whole nother, like, lanes, if you will, to go down, flank routes, all kinds of stuff. Shotgun's another thing. I think the shotgun's great. The only thing I do think, like, I don't know what rounds it's shooting. I don't think it's shooting slugs, though. It's got to be like buckshot or a birdshot or something like that. It's definitely not slugs, because, like, the damage at range is a little insane. They did nerf it, I believe, from the part 1 weekend to 2, but it's still a little excessive in my opinion. So that I think they should bring back a little bit. But like I said, you don't know what it's shooting And then like if they get different ammunition options, like what have you, you know, whatever, like slugs, obviously you're gonna have a sniper style range. But I think like right now, since it's obvious they're not shooting slugs and you can't change that ammunition type right now, I don't think they should definitely pull back the damage because it's just really a little too much. I think it's perfect at close range. Like it really feels like a shotgun. It lays some shit down, blows some shit smooth off. Like it's good, but the range is just a little excessive, I feel, in my opinion. Alright, so with this, like, uh, I hear like streamers talk about like wanting ranked mode. I don't think so. Like, I don't think it's a good idea in my opinion because like you got the Sahira boot and the Javelin anti-cheat, and it's doing a great job at stopping cheaters, but cheaters are always going to slip through those cracks, you know? And there's not really much you're going to be able to do. There's always going to be some. You can't get 100% anything. It's just not possible. You know, you can do 99.9999, but never 100. So there's always going to be that one little bit that's slipping through. And then it's just going to turn this game into an overly competitive pile of garbage. Streamers are going to ruin it with that shit because they're always going to be like streaming top whatever 100 Battlefield players, and it's going to become is that like players are only going to care about where they rank. It's no longer going to just become a fun chaotic game. People are going to get, you know, irritated for you doing simple things now in Battlefield when it's like it's just supposed to be a fun game that's just chaos in my opinion. That's how I viewed it. You know, it's fun and it's just pure chaos, you know. Like, I've never played it for its realism. Like, I played it for its massive destruction and just pure chaos. Like, so, I don't think there should be a ranked mode. I think, like, if they're really doing skill-based matchmaking, that should be enough to help keep things at a nice, good pace. And then informing players and some type of, like, upvoting system or something. Because you'll have those supports, like, I've seen it from, like, the weekend one, like, stats, like, stat reviews of people posting their stats about they got, like, nearly 2,000 kills and not even 100, 200 fucking revives, and your favorite class was support. Like, what? It's impossible. Do you know what support's supposed to be doing right now? Like, so, like, players who do that, I think you should be able to be, like, downvoted by your squad mates, maybe your teammates, too. And it's like, if you get, like, a certain satisfaction below a certain satisfaction level on a role, like, it'll tell you, like, for, like, so many games you can't play support because, you know, like, you're not playing the role. Battlefield has always been a teamwork game. Like, you need to have assaults, you need to have engineers, you need to have supports, you need to have some recon guys spotting from a high vantage point, you need to have a relative balance of the roles, if you will. And if you got people that are playing a support role, somebody else sees like, oh, that guy's already playing medic, we got, you know, 5 other medics, that's a pretty good amount for this, like, you know, breakthrough, I'm gonna go this class. And it's like, we just lost somebody who was a really dedicated medic to a different role because you're playing support medic and they think you're actually going to be a medic when you don't really care about reviving people. You're rather looking to stack bodies rather than save them, you know? And that kind of like also hurts the team in a way. So like that's why I'd like to see some level of like kind of punishment, if you will. Not from being able to play in general, but a role specific thing because it's very important to play your role for your team. You know, like I said, in multiple ways. Like, you know, other people see you playing it so they might not play it when they're a really good medic. While you don't really care to play medic, you know? And that hurts your team. And then you'll have, like, another thing, you'll be on offense on breakthrough, or if you're just in general on conquest, but you'll be on offense on breakthrough. And people will get shot, and before their body hits the ground, they have already given up. You know, like, not even giving a medic a chance to get them medics right next to them. You know, I've been right next to people that have done that. And it's like, for certain people that are laid out in the middle of a street, I get why you might think, like, oh, nobody's going to be able to get me, I'm not going to, like, have them die trying to get me. But it's like medics can carry smokes. Like, give us a chance to try to like work out a plan. Or like if you have a guy on you, don't just assume we're not going to be able to kill him. Give us a chance to try to shoot the guy. You know, like I can't tell you how many times I've killed like 2-3 guys, and then right when I'm getting up to the guy's body, he's already given up. Like you go through this hell to try to get the people, and they just give up. Like I don't know if it's like a Call of Duty player thing where they want to go constantly. Shit's going crazy. They need to be in it and moving. You know. And that's why they give up. But they're hurting their team on offense because you lose a ticket immediately when you could have saved it, you know? Like, immediately you're losing tickets like that. Like, and that makes games lopsided, unfortunately. That makes, like, games like where you're attacking and you just get stomped out. It's because a quarter of your team didn't give medics a chance to even get to them. So that, like, you got people with 20, 30 deaths. Like, you took 30 tickets yourself? Holy shit. Like, you should be downvoted. There should be some level of punishment for that. Like, even in a casual aspect, that's not cool. Like, even playing casual, like, I get like, oh, not everybody's playing to win. everybody might not be playing to win, but nobody is surely playing to get the shit kicked out of them, to literally get stomped out. Like, nobody will play a game that they literally are getting the shit kicked out of them. Like, I'm not saying, like, they're playing to win, but they sure as hell aren't playing to lose harder than a fucking motherfucker. Like, nobody's playing a game to do that, and nobody will play a game that when that's all that's happening. And unfortunately, I think it's like either a Call of Duty player or players not understanding fully the tickets, and so they're giving up. So it just makes it easier for one side to excel while the other side's going to always struggle. So like if they do execute the like skill-based matchmaking well, I think that'll balance out the good players. And then like I said, a nice downvoting system to keep players from playing roles when they're not really going to play the role the way it's intended, and things of that nature will help also kind of keep things balanced so that the game isn't so lopsided, because that was an issue in my experience in the beta. Is like one game you stomp them, the next game you're stomped, back and forth, back and forth. 2 games you get stomped, 3 games you stomp them, a game you get stomped, 2 games you stomp them. Like, and it's fun winning, but it's also like, you know, it's just a matter like, am I gonna get stomped out this one or am I gonna win? And unfortunately, usually you can tell within the first 5-10 minutes of the match. Like whichever like ticket thing usually shoots, if it's conquest down, it usually doesn't. It stays that way. It stays descending. Same thing with breakthrough. Like I very rarely had games where like, you know, we got stomped out defending the first 3 sectors and stopped them. Like it's happened, but very rare. It's like you can tell there's a major issue of balance and things of that nature. And but I think it's partially not necessarily because it's a skilled players aren't easy, like equally balanced out, but you also have the other players that don't care and are giving up, throwing tickets away pretty much. That's what I'm getting to. And that is going to hurt your team just as bad in the end as not having a balanced amount of equally good players on each team. Another thing I've heard talks of is like battle royale mode. That no. There's more than enough. You got Warzone, you got Fortnite, you got PUBG, you got Apex. You probably got ones that I'm not even mentioning that are popular right now. There's more than enough out there. It's not Battlefield. It's not needed. Like I get like, it's like the current thing, if you will, that's like holding steady, pretty popular because Warzone does well and things. But I mean, Warzone's pretty dead right now. But like Fortnite and things, but it's not necessary. They tried to do the same exact thing with the whole extraction shooter Escape from Tarkov thing in 2042, and it was terrible. It was executed terribly. Like we didn't get a story, probably more than likely because they spent time and money developing that and trying to make sure that was working. So they probably didn't have a time to put a story in 2042 over that. I don't know for sure, but that's just what I'd assume. Like because you had multiplayer, you had that one like time warp thing where you could travel through the different battlefields, and then you had that extraction garbage that was terrible. It wasn't fun, it wasn't good, over needed, and it's the same thing. People, you know, they tried to hop on a bandwagon of what was popular. They're gonna do the same thing with this battle royale mode in BF6, and it's gonna kill the game. And if there is a story, it's gonna take away from the story and the time and money they could put in a story, a solid story, you know. So that's why I think like battle royale is another thing that is no go, not needed. No one wants it. Like no. The only people who want this stuff like that are streamers. Same thing with the rank, because they can make money off it. They'll sit there and play that every day for hours on end to be the best player. Maybe even play cheats. You find more and more the biggest streamers are using cheats and all this shit and doing some type of fucking sketchy shit to stay on top. Of course they're the only players because they're gonna make money. They're gonna take advantage of that and make money. They don't give a shit if the game really lives or dies. They're making money, you know? It's the sad, unfortunate truth is that's what that is, because they'll just play every day, unlike most players are able to, because they get paid to just do that. They'll just be playing every day and ruin the whole game. And then it's gonna ruin the game in general for your average player, because they're pandering to the 1%, the top streamers that make money and play this game constantly. Like, it will kill the game, I think, if they try to do a battle royale. Like, that's just my honest thoughts. Like, it's gonna be like whatever the mode was that they had in 2042. It's gonna be the same thing all over again. It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna kill the game. It's gonna take away from the game, and it's gonna overall be one of the leading reasons the game is gonna flop or this shit if they do that. The final thing I will leave you boys with is another thing I've heard talked about is daily logins. Let me tell you what the hell, but That is another terrible idea. Daily logins, battle pass, terrible. Like, once again, I get like, oh, modern game, that's what the modern games do. But number one, you don't have to do that to succeed. Number two, you don't have to do that to make money. You don't have to do that to stay afloat. You don't have to do that to make profit. You don't. That's just the reality of it. You can do that to try to make more money than you need, but you do not need that to make profit in today's age. Like, it seems that way, I know, but it's in reality it's not the truth. Very much not the truth. Here's my fear with that. So you got the daily logins, battle pass. Same general idea as my fear for both of them is eventually after a while, once they've added, so many camouflages, so many cool helmets with cool stickers and whatever, or glasses, tattoos, camouflages, boots, whatever, the cosmetic garbage you could imagine, players eventually will not give a shit about another camo when they have 300 other ones, mask, helmet, all the same things. So they're gonna have to start, ramping up the way these things look and how they perform in game to make people interested. My fear is like you'll have shit looking like Nicki Minaj pretty much. You'll have these crazy like supernatural looking soldiers running around like what the fuck? Like some guy with like some ghost spirit shit coming out of his mask and all this crazy shit like shit you'd see in Call of Duty that's completely like unnecessary. Like, and then the next thing is like say like for the battle pass for instance, like say it's like oh log in all 7 days and get this weapon blueprint. Say like the NOB 25. It's literally the gun I have right here. I think it's like called the NVO 25 or whatever, or 225, something like that. It was a good assault rifle. Like my fear is, say for the, the reward for logging in 7 days, within 24 hours of each other continuously, is going to be like a customized version of that you could not make without getting this logging in these 7 days, or say it's a battle pass weapon by buying this battle pass to get it. And it's better than the regular one, or one you can make with all the same attachments and everything. That's my fear, is eventually it will lead down that path and basically beat the game to death. Just like the Battle Royale, just like a ranked mode, all of these will be good in the short term, detrimental in the long term, in my opinion. Those three things, like ranked, Battle Royale, daily login, yeah, terrible. Like I said, like the skill-based matchmaking in an upvote system, in my opinion, is the trick and the way to go. Like some way to like a controlled casual, if you will, like just casual, just slight bit more rules, not ranked, but just a little bit more control to it. But my overall rating for the beta, out of a 10, is probably going to be a 7.5, boys. I'm very hopeful and excited for Battlefield 6, I'll say. The 2 months is going to be a long 2 months. I'm scared because I'm so excited. Like I said, I pre-ordered 2042, one of the first like next gen games. Flopped hard. It hurt. It stung. So I'm a little scared because I'm really excited for it. This beta really does have me excited, and it feels like it's really going to be fun to play Battlefield again. But with that, boys, I'm going to go ahead and end it. I do hope you guys did enjoy, found this helpful in some way, and I hope to see y'all in 2 months on Battlefield 6, and I really do hope for all of us that it is as great as I imagine it will be.